Hey, good morning. Let's talk a little bit, maybe 3 or 4 minutes here. I'll try to keep this certainly under 5 of what we're doing in this next set of modules. So we just finished our first milestone, which is modules 1 through 3, and we're now moving into modules 4 through 6. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about what we're just big picture, kind of what the difference is between 1 and 3 and 4 and 6, because it's important for you to have this in mind as you think about your assignments. And also, I just want to go over a review of module 1 through 3. Right, so module 1 through 3, we're really dealing with concepts more so than marketing operations. That element comes through in the last 2/3 of the course. Right, so our biggest concern was just understanding conceptually what brand equity was. Right, and we understand that it's a component of shareholder equity, and it is a true financial measurement in the balance sheet. Right, it can really add a lot of value to a company. Right, I like to use Nike. I consistently use Nike as an example, and how much additional money someone would have to pay for Nike if they wanted to buy Nike, just because of the swoosh and all the brand equity that has built up over the decades. Right, so we talked about brand equity as a concept, but we also talked about brand equity as an organizational imperative, meaning that it isn't just the marketing folks that have a role in generating and defining and protecting brand equity, but it's really the organization as a whole, right? That's why we had that one exercise on interdepartmental coordination and how does operations impact brand equity? How does sales impact brand equity? So conceptually, right, we were still kind of conceptual in that first 3 modules, right? We're still dealing with that as a concept, but again, brand equity as organizational imperative was certainly something we talked about quite a bit in those first 3 modules. But my big, my big takeaway, my big personal takeaway is the instructor is this bottom thing here you see in blue, right? So if you can walk into your organization, tomorrow or at some point here in the near future, and you can point to all the different functions within the organization and describe how they contribute to brand equity, I would consider my job done, right? Everything that follows is an exercise in executing and protecting brand equity. But from a management perspective, as a leader, what my goal truly is that you can step back, look at the organization, almost as if you're from outer space, at a 30,000 foot level, and really understand how the organization operated and how it fit into the bigger picture. So again, kind of ask yourself when you go into work the next day after you see this, just look at a function you've never really considered before and say, that function contributes to brand association. Right? I know in quite a few areas I used the Amazon box packager as an example. Right? I'm sure that person doesn't really realize that they contribute to brand equity, but imagine if they didn't do it well. Right? What would happen with brand loyalty and brand association? And so moving on into what we're working on this week and through module 6, we're applying brand equity concepts, but really at a 30,000 foot level. We're not getting too deep into the weeds yet. So we're still somewhat operating at the 30,000 foot level. Right, we're going to explore and understand 4 Ps. We're going to explore and understand digital marketing, traditional marketing, and SEO. So all the assignments we're going to do in the next 3 weeks are really at a high level. They're not difficult to understand. It's more, I think for students, it's more an issue of getting into the material, reading the material, internalizing the material, and in the assignments, you're really just discussing it at a very high level. It's really in modules 7 through 10 when the rubber really meets the road. But I'll talk about 7 through 10 when we're done with module 6. That's really it for this introduction. I just wanted to talk about the transition from 1 to 3 and 4 to 6. If you have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, we will chat another day.